a tiny component. Just a few centimeters wide. At first glance, it looks completely unremarkable, and yet it decides whether your print succeeds or ends up as a useless blob of plastic. We're talking about your part cooling, especially the 5015 radial fan. It's the part sitting on nearly every modern printhead, ensuring the layer you just laid down solidifies fast enough. It sounds mundane. It's not. Between the strongest and the weakest fan we have here on the table, there is a factor of 4 in performance. If we pick the wrong one, we will end up searching for the root of the problem everywhere in the printer except where it actually is. That's why we ordered 16 5015 fans, built a test bench, and measured everything properly. Air velocity, RPM, power consumption, and noise levels. Tested in a free channel and under realistic backpressure, just like a real printhead. Whether you're a speed printer trying to shave off seconds of a Banshee or you're just starting to dive into your printer's hardware, this test gives you data instead of gut feelings. And by the way, the biggest surprise wasn't the most expensive fan in the field, it was one we bought from China for under €5. If you drop by the channel often, you know we have an LH Stinger. For those who aren't familiar, it's a DIY printer based on an Ender 3 but rigorously trimmed for speed. Carbon bed, stiff frame, dual Y motors. We introduced it in detail nearly 2 years ago. If you want to know more about the build, the link is in the video description. Mechanically, the printer can handle more than 1000 millimeters per second with extreme acceleration. We aren't fully utilizing that yet because other factors limit us first. And exactly one of those factors is today's topic, the cooling. The faster we print, the less time each layer has to cool down. The solution is obvious, more air on the part. And for years, the standard for that has been the 5015 radial fan. Theoretically, they are all the same dimensions, same mounting holes, but in practice they are worlds apart. We have models here that look identical on the outside, yet one blows 6 times as much air as the other. We finally wanted to measure which one is the best, but before we dive into the numbers, let's look at our candidates. We tried to get everything on the table that the community is currently using. From classics like the Xunon to RPM monsters like the Devil Design, Typhoon or Honey Badger, all the way down to AliExpress finds we knew nothing about. One fan is running outside the competition, the Cartographer 3D Cyclone. It hits 22,000 RPM according to the datasheet, which we verified. Why isn't it in the ranking? First, it doesn't fit our test bench. Second, it has a metal fan wheel. If that thing flies out of the housing at 22,000 RPM, it's just too dangerous. We also want to highlight another fan because it becomes important later. The G-Sami. We found it on AliExpress and it ordered it on a whim. No proper datasheet, no RPM value. On the seller's page, it wasn't even correctly labeled. We truly expected this thing to land somewhere in the back of the midfield. Before we jump into the measurements, here are the raw numbers from the table. RPM. The span ranges from around 4,500 on the Olean to over 10,000 on the Devil's Design Typhoon and 9,200 on the Honey Badger 9.2K. The G-Sami hits 8,300, significantly higher than its fake datasheet suggested. Power consumption. The field ranges from 1.5 watts from the Xunon to over 5 watts from the EBM Papst and G-Sami. That's a factor of 3 in power. Speaking about price, the Olean for under €2, G-Sami for under 5, Sumon in the double digits, and the EBM Papst for nearly €60. That is a factor of 30. We will link the full table, including noise, RPM, and air velocity for every PWM step in the description. Let's pull 2 specific values from this table. The efficiency, which means watts per millimeters per second, essentially how much energy a fan needs for a fixed value of 5,000 RPM. The Xunon wins this by far. We can't officially validate it, but we suspect the Maglev design is responsible for that. Devil Design and Honey Badger have doubled the consumption per airflow, but they blow significantly more air. For us, that's a fair trade. Second, the airflow at fixed noise. We choose 50 decibels, roughly room volume. The Honey Badger 9.2K is in front, behind G-Sami and Winder. At the very back, and this is a shocker, the Devil Design Typhoon. Aside from the Cyclone, it's the most powerful fan in the field, but even at half speed, it's significantly louder than all of the others. One question that will definitely show up in the comments: why are we measuring air velocity and not volume flow in CFM? To measure proper volume flow, we would need a calibrated wind tunnel, and the costs for that quickly reach 4 figures. The same goes for static pressure. Measuring that probably requires equipment that simply isn't in our budget. Is that a problem? For an absolute statement on pressure, perhaps. For a comparison between fans, absolutely not. We measured every fan 3 times. In a free housing, in an air duct, and under back pressure. If a fan is strong in free flow but collapses under back pressure, it has low static pressure. We tested with a 24-volt power supply, a BDT Manta board for control, a lab power supply for voltage monitoring, a laser tachometer for RPM, and a Testo hot wire and vane anemometer for airflow. Test 1 with free housing. The first setup is the simplest. Turn the fan on and hold the sensor directly in front of the outlet. Quick note on the data, the absolute air velocity fluctuates. Move the sensor slightly and the numbers change directly. That's why we choose a relative comparison. We use the Sunon as our 100% reference, because it's installed in so many printers. All other fans are scaled against it. Top of the field, the Devil Design Typhoon at 174% of the Sunon. Following close is the Honey Badger, G-Sami and GDS Time and Winder Berserker. The surprise, the EBM Pabst, the most expensive fan in the field, it barely lands above the Sunon. To be fair, the EBM Pabst has a wide mouth design, like a larger outlet. For this test, we mounted the motor in a standard small mouth housing because it wouldn't fit anywhere else otherwise. We changed the geometry, and that likely explained the poor result. At the very bottom, the Olin. In the diagram, it's a line you can barely see, factually unmeasurable. And that is the point. Between the top and the bottom of this field, there is a factor of 4 for the same component with the same dimensions. But, and these are the critical limitations, a fan in a free housing is doing something it will never actually do in practice. In a real printhead, there's always a duct attached to the front. The second point is the measurement itself. In an open housing, the air spreads out in a cone shape. This means the vane anemometer never captures the full stream. It only ever sees a small cross-section. A tiny shift in sensor position leads to a different value. This means we should take the absolute numbers from the specific test with a grain of salt. However, the general trends across the field are definitely accurate. But to get a truly clean measurement, we need our next setup. Test number 2 with an air duct. The second setup uses a defined measurement channel. The duct is attached to the fan and the sensor is held at a fixed position inside. This reduces measurement error and increases practicality due to higher air resistance. The leader is the Devil Design Typhoon at 154%. The second is the Honey Badger 92.K at 147%. And the third, the G-Sami at 130%. Behind them, things get mixed. GDS Time and Winder Berserker are at 126% and 125%. Seabor and Delta are tied at 109%. You can see the rest of the field, especially those below 100% in the graphic. Test 3 Backpressure. Now, here's the catch. In a real printhead, a fan doesn't blow freely. It blows into a narrow channel with bands and nozzles. So we built a backpressure bench modeled after the Stealthburner printhead. At the top, Devil Design and Honey Badger swap places. The Honey Badger now leads at 164%, just ahead of Devil Design at 159%. Joint third place, G-Sami and Winder Berserker at 150%. The AliExpress fan proves itself even in a more realistic scenario. We noticed something interesting here. The measured RPMs were higher than the datasheet values for every single fan. The reason lies in the physics. When a radial fan works against a narrow channel, it can't move air fast enough. It backs up at the outlet. The rotor faces less load and therefore spins faster at the same voltage. Beside raw power, we check 2 values that are vital for daily printing. Number 1, at what PWM signal does the fan actually start? And number 2, how stable does it hold its RPM at a fixed value? For startup behavior, the range is huge. The G-Sami starts at just 1%, the Sunon needs around 15%, and the Seabor at atrocious 80%. Below that, the fan simply doesn't spin. Proper regulation with that fan is impossible. Then stability. Ideally, if we set it to 50%, it should hold that RPM. Most fans do this. However, with the Olin and the Devil Design, the RPM fluctuates visibly even with a constant signal. For the cheap no-names, it's not surprising, but for the devil design, it really is. It's tuned for max power, but under partial load, the regulation is inaccurate. For speed prints where the fan runs at 100%, it doesn't really matter. For anything else, it's a real disadvantage. Our takeaways. There are 3 things we see differently after this test. First, the performance differences are absurd. Between the best and the worst in a deck, there is a factor of 4. If you pick the wrong one, you are leaving massive print quality on the table and searching for the error somewhere else in the system. Second, there is no single best fan. You want raw power, devil design and honey badger. Want to save power, the Sunon. Want it quiet, get the delta. Third, a brand name doesn't protect you from mediocrity. The EBM Pabst is the clearest example, an excellent reputation and the highest price, but in the duct it was beaten by the 3 times cheaper Sunon. Even the Delta, known as the 4010 reference, is only midfield here. Our specific recommendations: for maximum performance, choose the Devil Design Typhoon or Honey Badger. The price performance tip is the G-Semi, though we can't guarantee you'll always get the same fan due to the labeling. We would avoid the Olin, current SIBO models and the EBM Pabst for this specific use case. And frankly, the Delta lost its crown in this test as well. The fan is only one piece of the puzzle. In the next video, we will look at the optimal motor. The candidates are ordered and the test bench is built. After that, hotends, filaments and slicer profiles. If you want to dive into the raw data, every RPM value, PWM curves, efficiency analysis and noise profiles, they are all available on our Patreon. Your support there makes tests like this possible. Link is in the description. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!